Hello friends, my last class number 4 on daffodils has been found very long enough. So in order to accommodate it, we have segregated this section into two parts. So first part you have got in my fourth class, and the second part, the analysis of the poem, the stanza 1 has been dealt with in fourth deliberation. In the fifth deliberation you will get the analysis of the second stanza, third stanza and fourth stanza. Now the deliberation follows. Thank you very much. So one thing friends, please go through the video in full, okay? And my request to you all, so if you, in order to enrich our further deliberations, further presentations, and in order to make us much more inspired and motivated, you please subscribe this channel, and you like it, share it, and put and give a touch in the ring in the bell button, and to get the notifications in the following presentations, the deliberations of the notification of the following deliberations. Okay, so please be tuned and be with us. Continuous as the stars they shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Continuous as the stars they shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. Consider the these four lines, okay? Continuous means the existence of daffodils. The daffodils were existed in a unending line. There is open end. You cannot see where from it has got started and where it is ending. So it is an unending line. Continuous as the stars they shine and twinkle in the Milky Way. I think you know the Milky Way. Milky Way what? The Milky Way is a heavenly state. Milky Way is a heavenly state. It is a long stretch of billions of stars shining brightly in silver color, and as if they are twinkling. So Milky Way is an association or a long stretch of billions of stars, okay, silver in color, and it appears to it is twinkling, okay. So they and twinkle on the Milky Way. That is a comparison with the Milky Way and the daffodils. In the Milky Way, as we see the billions of stars, so also the daffodils are in huge number. There were swarm of daffodils, huge swarm of daffodils. Okay, so they are equated to the Milky Way in the heavenly areas. They stretch in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. They stretched in an ever-ending line. They stretch. I have already told you they are spreaded in a line that I have already told you that there is no end. There is no limitation. No starting point, no ending point. There is unending. Okay, and along the margin of a bay. Okay, beside the bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. Tossing, what is the meaning of tossing? Therefore, you just say. Tossing refers to rising up and down. Toss, you know, the toss. Whenever you are tossing the coin, what is the tossing goes up in having a round shape. Okay, so that is whenever you are putting your head down and taking your head up. That is case of tossing. Okay, that is putting your head down and down. What happened? At the bridge, the daffodils were going down. The top of the daffodils were going down and again getting up. Okay, so that is known as tossing. Then thousands I saw at a glance, 10,000 I saw at a glance. So do you think that there are only 10,000 daffodils? No, it was a long stretch, unending stretch, and a man cannot see that point and that point. Okay, when you will take a single glance, in a single glance, you are standing at a point, you are making a single glance, and at a glance you are getting some numbers. And that number is so much, it is 10,000. So in a particular place, in a particular spot, it is 10,000 in numbers. Now imagine the number of daffodils are over there, okay, tossing their heads in sprightly, and lively, okay, they are living very joyful mood. Okay, so they are very joyful. They were tossing their heads in the mild breeze. Clear? Then comes the third stanza. The waves beside them danced. The waves beside them danced, but they outweighed the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a joke and company. Dekho, the waves beside them danced. The wave refers to what? You are getting the daffodils where? Under the beneath the tree in the woodland. Okay, the long stretch, and it is stretched all along with the bay, all along with the shore of the bay. Okay. So here is the stretch of daffodils in the part on the bank of the bay. The bay is containing water. The waters are also moving, that is creating waves. These waves are dancing also, but the sunlight falling on it, sun rays falling on it, develops some silver color. And it is a beautiful scenery to enjoy. Okay, so in the bay, the waves, water waves, in the bay the water waves are creating a beautiful sight. Beside the bay, that is on the shore, the daffodils are also creating marvelous sight. Now both sides are beautiful. But what the poet thinks? No. Nay. What waves, the waves, movement of waves, the waves were beautiful, but they were shining. The shining waves were very, very beautiful, but it is better than. But daffodils, the tossing of daffodils, the movement of daffodils, the dancing of daffodils, in huge swarm, in huge magnitude, was much more soothing, and this scenery was much more touching to the point. So the poet has outdid the sparkling wave in glee. What is sparkling? What is sparkling? Sparkling, that is shining in the sunshine. Who are shining? The waves are shining. Okay. They are shining, they are in sparkling state, but that state was outweighed by the movement, by the scene of the movement of the daffodils, those who were moving to and fro. Okay, it is also moving to and fro. They were tossing their heads, they are taking their head up, taking their head down, and they were tossing in a joyful state. So that state, if we consider the two pictures, the picture in the water, the picture in the woodland picture, that is the presence of daffodils, and the performance of daffodils. The performance of daffodils, that artistic performance of the daffodils was much more soothing to the poet. Okay, and anybody, the poet is telling, a poet could not but be gay. Gay means joyful. Okay. In such a joke and company. Joke and company means very joyful company. Okay. So a poet could not but be gay. What a man can do? A poet, as a man, everybody will be very, very happy with the wealth of, with the scenery, with the wealth. What is the wealth? Wealth, we always mean that wealth is something, material things. Okay, some amount, some gold, some other thing. But the wealth means this beauty. This beauty. Okay. The poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. So nobody can avoid that beautiful sight of the movement of the daffodils, the tossing of the daffodils, the flickering daffodils, the swarm of daffodils dancing in joy, dancing with the breeze, and the environment, the scenery created was marvelous, and nobody can ignore it. So, and as a poet I cannot ignore. As a poet, nobody can ignore. But the poet should have. He has said, a poet could not but be gay. He should have stated, a man could not but be gay. No. Why he has used the term poet? Because the beautiful scenery, the beautiful movement, the beautiful pictoscope created by the movement of daffodil in the breeze may not have value to any general human being. It may not be valuable to you, but the man who has the imagination, a man who has the emotion, a man who has the sentiment, the man who is interested in creating something, doing something, presenting something, his own thoughts in a beautiful manner. They are the poet, no? So that type of person cannot ignore this beautiful pictoscope. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the soul to me had brought. I gazed and gazed. I gazed and gazed means I gazed and gazed. It is the repetition of the word gazed and gazed. Why the question? Why the word has been repeated? That means the poet was standing over there. He has forgotten that he had forgotten that he had to go. He went on standing over there and go on continuing and he went on enjoying the beauty continuingly. That is why I gazed and gazed. So I noticed. Gaze means notice. Okay, I go on notice and notice. So I was in fact the noticing for a good quantum of time, over a good quantum of time, over a good period of time. Okay, not the period, I would like to say the good stretch of time. Okay, that's a good stretch of time. I was over there. Period refers to some other thing, no? So it is a good stretch of time. The stretch of daffodils was enjoyed by me, standing over there for a good stretch of, remarkable stretch of time. And last year, and what wealth the soul to me had brought. Now he is thinking that what wealth I have got. People go to here, enjoy the film. People go to the park for entertainment. People go to the restaurant for having beautiful availability, where the good availability of foods are there for entertainment. So all these are entertainment. But as a poet, the poet is not at all interested in that type of entertainment. To them, the wealth is that gives an admiration, that helps them develop the admiration to the nature, to the man, to the environment. Okay, so it is that wealth the poet had got. The poet had got that experience, the presence of daffodil. Only the presence of daffodil? No, friend. It was not the daffodil. Mind it, if you scan that topic, you will see it is not the daffodil that is being appreciated. It is the totality of the environment that developed, especially because of the performance of the daffodils. The poet, it was the wealth to the poet. Daffodil singly, if you put some daffodils over there, they are over there. It will not be so beautiful. But there are other things. Some ornamental things are over there, no? Some ornamental things are over there. Daffodils are there. What is the environment? It was the countryside, number one. Countryside is basically a lone place. no rustle and din, no doldrum, no noise. It is a calm and quiet place. Number one. This is number one. Number two, it was where? It was beside the lake. The lake has its water. Water is always beautiful. The waters are sparkling in the waves. Okay, it is a beautiful scene. There was a good number of trees, and the trees are very, very dear to us. Under the tree, the magnificent flower in white, yellow, and red. That is also fantastic. So the elements were absolutely of highest order to the man who admires nature. The man who has got no love for nature, he cannot realize the beauty of that. Where is not over there? It was hills, vales. There is hills and mountains. Okay, there are vales, there are lake, there are beautiful stretch of land, and the land is full with the daffodils. All these are over there. But again, the mile bridge is there. The bridge helps the movement of the swarm of daffodils, the high magnitude of daffodils in such a way, in such a rhythmic manner that it was like the tossing of their head. So this totality developed. A beautiful scenario, a beautiful picture, and that picture attracted the poet, and the poet was standing over there. He had forgotten that I had to go. So he went on gauging. He stayed there for a good stretch of time. Clear? And that is the beautiful wealth he has carried. And why it is wealth? Why it is wealth to him? He has used the term wealth very, very cautiously. Why? I am coming to that part. Okay. Now this three stanza gives a total description. Of the total scenario: lake, mountains, hills, bay, daffodils, the performance of daffodils, everything. Now the poet, that day, the poet, in an evening, the poet was in saddy mood, okay, in a pensive mood. Ki bolche? For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or a pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude, and then my heart with pleasure fills the dances with the daffodils. Here the poet is telling that the first three stanza is associated to the description of the scenarios. Now the last stanza is an happening, is a post-performance, is a post-performance happening. Okay, post-performance, the performance of the daffodil, his visit, his roaming, the performance of daffodils was the event of a day. Now he is recollecting all these things afterwards. When the daffodils are not in front of him, when the daffodils are not in front of him, he is where? He is in the countryside. He is in his township. He is in a very well. For oft when on my couch I lie. Couch means bed. When I lay down on my bed in vacant or a pensive mood. Vacant mood means there is no thinking. ऐसे ही क्या कर रहे थे? आकाश क्या कर रहे थे? सर ऐसे ही क्या कर रहे थे? अरे तो आए नहीं क्यों? ऐसे ही. This is vacant. Okay. So मनीष क्या कर रहे हो? नहीं सर ऐसे ही बैठे हुए हैं. So I am sitting vacant. Okay. Vacant माने इसका मतलब ये नहीं है मेरा पॉकेट में पैसा नहीं है, मेरा हाथ में मोबाइल नहीं है. That is not that. Vacant means so is no thought. Free. ठीक है. And or in pensive mood. Pensive refers to sad. When you are in off mood. Okay, in a very off mood, in a very sad state, they flash upon that inward eye. Who are they? They refers to the swarm of daffodils, right? Now, not only the swarm of daffodils. It is the swarm of high magnitude of endless presence of daffodils fluttering and dancing and tossing their head in the breeze. So that is the totality. That is the. It is not a good number of, some good number of daffodils. Okay, grown at a particular place. It is a huge swarm of daffodils in a unending stretch. Okay, beside the lake, but performing beautifully. The flickering and dancing, tossing in the heads in the breeze. So that is the thing. That is the beautiful, the daffodils and their performance, okay, along with the other elements of nature. That is the totality of they. They refers to not only the performance of daffodils were made beautiful by the cold breeze. They made them dancing. They made them fluttering. Okay, so that is the thing, which is the bliss in solitude. Solitude means loneliness. People say that loneliness is a curse, but my view is that, friends, loneliness is a beauty and it is a bliss in solitude. Bliss means key, heavenly thought. Okay, it is a solace, it is a peaceful state in solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils. Then when that picture comes to his mind, that is therefore what it is stated, if they flash upon that inner eye means in my imagination. Inner eye means my imagination. When that picture of daffodil, the performance of daffodils, and the total picture of that particular place, all they come to his mind, he becomes very joyful. When he imagines here now, the first three stanzas were concerned with the presence of the poet in front of the residence of daffodils. I am using the term residence because they are staying over there, they are going over there, and they accept that the poet as the host. Okay, and the poet was guest there. Right now the poet is in his home and in a pensive mode, lying on his bed. When he thinks of that thing, they came in his inner eye, in his imagination, and his heart springs in joy. He becomes joyful as that of the daffodils on that day, dancing and fluttering, tossing their heads, okay, in the mild breeze beside the lake, where the waves were also sparkling. So thus the poet tried to establish how the nature is a solace. Nature is a solace to the pensive heart. So man has got huge unification. Man has got huge support from the nature, and the man and nature and the subjective state of mind. Therefore, there is no logic that the poet wasted what time. If the logical fellow will say, "That फालतू छोड़ो तो क्या बात है ऐसा? अरे वो पोएट फालतू कोई काम नहीं था ना, उधर ये नहीं था, घर में कोई काम नहीं था, इसीलिए घूमने चले गए." It may be, but the presence of man at the lap of the nature, it gives the massive joy, and that thing. That type of performance, that type of thought comes out from those, they are known as romantic. And Wordsworth is regarded as a very romantic fellow, and he has given the poets, all his compositions are termed as romantic poetry. So it is a trend of composing poems, and that is known as romanticism. Unlike classicalism or neoclassicalism. I will give a specific note on that later on, but this is the thing, that nature is our friend in all our state, be we are in happy state or we are in a pensive state. So nature is the solace to us, and that has been established. So it is the different elements of nature that gives the poet a solution to his unstable state of mind. Thus, we started with instability of the mind, and now the poet is stable in his mind. Okay, by what? Is it by daffodils? No. When the daffodils are in his imagination. Okay, thank you. So this part I have completed the analysis and understanding of the lyrical aspects of poem. Okay, so thank you very much. I will come to our next class after a few minutes. Okay, thank you very much.